Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. And your new Trends Journal will be out soon. And here is the cover. Yep. Don't count on counteroffensive. We've been hearing about this counteroffensive now for about 7 months, and it's going nowhere. It's only getting worse. And we're covering it very deeply in this Trends Journal. And on your Ukraine war trend update, one of the top stories is Ukraine's counteroffensive, a bloody mess. It's hardly being reported in the mainstream media. So the question is, will Kyiv go nuclear? And now we're hearing this more and more and more. Putin ally makes case for targeted nuclear strikes to end Ukraine war. New nuclear fears at that nuclear power plant after that dam attack. More and more they're talking about nuclear. Even Biden came out the other day and talked about nuclear. And they're brainwashing us with nuclear as well. These are from Business Insider, Business Outsider, where they just fired 10% of its staff because they're just putting up more crap that everybody else is and speaking a lot of.
That is bullshit.
You ready? If a nuclear bomb is dropped on your city, here's what you should and shouldn't do to increase your chances of staying alive. Who the fuck are you talking to? Who the fuck are you talking to? If a bomb drops on my city, I'm fucking dead. Oh, no, I hid in the shelter and everything's fine and I'll come out and then I'll go to the movies. I'll have a great time. Yeah. This is the crap that they're shoving down our throat. You know why? Because they're all fucking pieces of scum crap. That's why. You ready? Oh, this is only, today is the 20th. That was June 9th. This was 4 days ago. Where to find food and water that's safe to eat in the event of a nuclear apocalypse. Oh, by Kelly Birch. How about Kelly bullshit? Who the fuck you talking to? I'll tell you who we're talking to. We're talking to the same people that obeyed us when we told them, when you jerk off, don't forget to sanitize your hands, and everything you touch, don't forget to sanitize your hands because you're going to catch COVID. Yep, the COVID war. Dumb enough to believe Bush's wars, dumb enough to believe the COVID war. And now they sold us on the Ukraine war, and now they're selling us with nuclear attacks. And how about all those little fucking cowards like the scumbags around here that wouldn't let you into their places unless you had a vaccine passport? Oh, and if you get the vax, you're going to be fine. And you won't transmit it. Total
Bullshit.
Yep. And don't forget, wear your mask. Wear your mask. The air doesn't go in there. The air doesn't go into there. It doesn't come into there. It stopped the COVID. I'm fuckface Fauci. You swallow my shit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I swallow your shit. Close down your schools. Send your kids home. Close down your restaurants. I'm a motherfucking scumbag. I'm a governor. I'm a mayor. Hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? Oh, got to show the back of the shirt. There you go. These are the fuck faces that as this country's rotting in front of us, are spending more, stealing more of our money to keep the Ukraine war, that they're now pumping up to a nuclear war. And like I said, when all else fails, they take you to war. And the fucking Chinese are the ones that started it. Yeah, on Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat, 2020. Remember the guy walking down the street, all of a sudden, boom. Another guy, boom. Oh yeah, why did they do it? I used to be on Hong Kong TV all the time. And I'm talking to the guy, interviewing me. He said, tell me what's going to go on. Mr. Salenti, we're not stopping. We're not going to let the Chinese take over. 7.5 million people in the city of Hong Kong. Over 1 million were taken to the streets. Couldn't stop them. America, 332 million. You can't get 1 million to protest against war. All of a sudden, the COVID war happens. We declare an emergency. Security Act. No more protesting. And protests were going on all over the world. We wrote about it. It was one of our top trends for 2020 that we write in 2019. New World Disorder. There were protests in Algeria, in Lebanon, South Africa, India, Colombia, Peru, Chile, all over the world. Yellow vests, France. People taking to the streets in protest the lack of basic living standards, government corruption, crime, violence. Lockdown, stay home. We'll make up any shit we want, and you be a good piece of shit and swallow my shit. Swallow my shit. I'm Anthony Fauci. I'm the World Health Organization, who called it a pandemic in March of 2020, when only a couple of thousand people were dead. They called it a pandemic. They called it a pandemic. That's right. A pandemic? How many people died? You mean 99.1% are still alive? 99.91% are still alive and you call it a pandemic? So I'm telling you this because they're going to do the same thing with war. They had us hating the Russians all our lives. No one, again, people don't have a fucking clue why the Ukraine war started, what caused it, and why the Russians launched their military operation. All in your Trends Journal back in 2014. So going on, when you write articles like this, where to find food and water safe to eat, start with what's ever in your fridge. Your fridge? Your fucking thing is blown as shit. Oh yeah, get it before it warms up and there's no electricity. Again, we're giving you what nobody else is giving you. This is the only magazine in the world that gives you trends analysis and trend forecasts, geopolitics, and socioeconomic. Or why don't you go to the Cartoon News Network? This is what's up there now. This is what they're showing. Missing Titanic sub has less than 40 hours of air left. What the fuck do I care? Sylvester Stallone says Adelaide, something about his fucking statue. What the fuck do I care? This isn't news. Oh, but how about that story about Hunter Biden agrees to plead guilty on federal charges? Oh, no jail time. Hey, I'm the president's son. You're just a piece of fucking shit. You pull this shit, you go to jail. I'm the president's son. I could do what the fuck I want. This is the USSA. We got dictators in charge. Yeah, like that fuckface up in Canada. True dope. Oh, you remember the Emergency Act he called up there and robbed the people of their money when they were protesting, the truckers? And put them in jail? Oh, but Hunter Biden, hey, I could do what I want. Yeah. It's bullshit. So, going back to your Trends Journal on the economic front, look what's going on in China. Again, China deserves what they got. China was going to be the world's #1 economy within just a couple of years when they started the COVID war, and 3 years of zero COVID policy. They destroyed the lives and livelihoods of hundreds of millions of people in China. So all the data is there. And now China is lowering their interest rates. They're doing everything they can to juice up their economy. Again, they went through a boom, a housing boom, unprecedented in human history. Unprecedented. Within just like 20 years, the whole fucking place went boom. It was going to blow up at some point, and they blew it up. And now Blinken and Xi, the prime minister of president of China, met little Tony Blinken, Anthony Blinken, the daddy's boy. I went to Dalton. I went to Harvard. Yeah, that guy, that little fucking warmonger. Yeah, did you see how they cooled it out? Yeah, because both economies are going down, and they need to prop it up. So going back to your Trends Journal, you know, we have information in here that on the economic front that'll help you really, really stay ahead and prepare for what's coming down, because it's going to come down hard, it's going to come down big, and it's going to come down fast. Trends in AI. Yep. AI, we own you. Trends in technocracy by the technocracy chief of the world, Joe Duran, in his new book, Be Human, Essays on Countering Transhuman Self-Destruction. Yep, he writes for the Trends Journal. We have loads of technocracy articles, guest articles by John and Nisha Whitehead. Traitor to the Constitution. The U.S. government is the real criminal. Yep, just as we said. Featured guest articles by Dr. Joseph Mercola. You want to take vitamin D daily? Think it has anything to do with cancer? Again, we try to give you a whole variety. Trends in High-Tech Science by Ben Davis. Yep. Trends Eye View. We're #1. You know this Trends Eye View? The fattest, sickest country on earth. I just took out the domain name. Blimpitis. That's what America's suffering from. Blimpitis. Again, you don't have to. When I was a kid, they had the thing called the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Step right up, see the fat man. Step right up, step right up. You don't have to pay to see the fat man. They walk up and down the street all the time. Step right up, see the tattooed lady. No, you don't have to see the pay. They're walking up and down the street. This whole fucking country's gone down like a piece of shit. Anyway, going on. Good boy Zelensky rejects peace talks. And that little fuck face over there that head of NATO, Stoltenberg, came out today, and he was saying there's no time for peace either, and that only Ukraine will decide what to do. No, they won't. Russia's going to win this. Let NATO fight. Russia is prepared, said the Russian, what's his name there, Lavrov. Russia's prepared for NATO to continue to fight Ukraine, Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said today. This is after Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg rejected any moves to freeze the conflict. He said peace cannot mean freezing the conflict and accepting a deal that is dictated by Russia. And Germany came out and said that Russia is the biggest enemy right now. Oh, yeah. This is the Germany that killed 25 million Russians in Operation Barbarossa in World War II. Yeah. This is the Germany that brought you the Holocaust. This is the Germany that brought you World War I and World War II. Oh, they're so peaceful, lovely. a great government. He's a fucking Stoltenberg. Fucking shit's been sucking off the public tit his whole life. An arrogant piece of scum. The fucking words coming out of his mouth. Only Ukraine can define the conditions that are acceptable, he said. They're losing. They're losing. And again, no one talks about the Ukrainians killing over 14,000 people, the Russians in the Donbass region, because they didn't want to abide by the overthrow of the government in 2014. Again, it's detailed in your Trends Journal, but we won't talk about that because you're not allowed to. But going back to your Trends Journal, we got on the trends on the economic front. The economic update tells you what's going on, where's it going, and what to expect next. And they're talking about consumer spending. Yeah, consumers are numbers have gone up, but they're buying less. They're spending more to buy less. So when they give you the numbers of consumer spending, they're not adding inflation into it. And they're saying what we said, the banks will struggle for years. And again, more updates on your office building bust that barely anyone is talking about. And when they talk about it, they cover it up. But we have a load of information in there. Get ready for the banking bust. It's only going to get much worse. Okay, so here's the deal. Summertime's coming. People are going to be spending more. There's going to be more tourism. They're going to go out and travel. Things are going to be taking it easy for a while. It happens all the time. Then comes September. Then you start looking at how much stuff the retailers bought for the holiday season coming up. Then you start looking at the reality of why the equity markets have gone up. Only a handful of companies are driving up the NASDAQ. And then the reality sets in. And that's why your crashes happen in October and in March. March, it's after the holidays. And October's after the summer holidays. So there's going to be a flattening out. Again, the S&P 500 is up over 12%, just as we had forecast. And it's nearing its peak. Gold prices went down because the dollar went up, because the talk is they're going to raise interest rates 2 more times. But are they really going to? Because all they ever say is
Bullshit.
Yep. This is the guy that said inflation was temporary and transitory. And then you read the headline story and Yellen screaming it out as well. How can anybody believe this shit coming out of these people's fucking mouth? How the fuck can you believe them? What the fuck is wrong with you? I believe my kindergarten teacher. I believe I believe the principal of the school. I believe the politicians. I'm a Democrat. I'm a repulsive king. I look up to Mitch McConnell. Oh, no. I like Chucky Schumer. How about that Catson Macron with the fake hair? True dope. The daddy's boy up in Canada. One little fucking freak after another. This thing's going to go down big. It's going to go down hard, and it's going to go down fast. So, yeah, gold prices are down because the dollar's up, because they're talking about raising interest rates again. And that's the only reason the dollar's strong. And then over there in the UK on Thursday, they may raise interest rates another 25 basis points. Inflation's over 8%. And the same thing in the EU. They raised interest rates last week, but the interest rates are way below the inflation rate. It's still negative interest rates. So this is all temporary. But don't worry, when all else fails, they take you to war. And don't forget, we'll tell you how to, there you go, your Trends Journal cover. But we'll tell you what to do in case a nuclear bomb goes off. Yeah, this is my advice. Bend over and kiss your ass goodbye. The stupidity that fuckfaces building shelters and stuff. No one's talking about peace. Where are all the religions? So again, subscribe to the Trends Journal. It's the only magazine in the world that gives you history before it happens. Trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. And we're giving you like nobody else is. So you support us, we support you. And it's only for $2.86 a week. Again, look what you got in here. Oh, by the way, there's audio too. If you don't want to read it, you can listen to it. So we're giving you everything we can to give you the best. Oh, and tomorrow, don't forget, Salenti and the judge. He has a lot to talk about. Judge Andrew Napolitano, a real man of freedom, peace, and justice, and a man of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Two things have been robbed from us. So thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.
The Trends Journal, the best investment you could make, because it's the best investment into your mind, and it can change how you look at the world.
Less than $3 per week for almost 200 pages, ad-free, great articles. The world's foremost trends forecaster, Gerald Celente.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
Been a Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rate to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens at trendsjournal.com.